our next topic, which is topic 2, is exploring AWS billing tools. So we've seen different ways that AWS charge you, though they are very fair. They give you some free services. Then they tell you that, hey, those services that are not free, this is how we charge you. So now that you understand how AWS charge, the one tools that you want to have is AWS billing tools, so that you can use these tools to either see how much you've been charged, or how to know when you have exceeded your amount, or how much payment you need to pay, or how much payment you are owing, and how much services you're using. So without further ado, let's just get to the topic straight. So here I'm going to be showing you demo of these services, and we're going into our AWS account. We're going to see the billing, how you can see the billing for your account. Then we're going to review the billing, the AWS billing for billing, payments, and credits. Under billing, we're going to see AWS estimated bill summary, highest estimated cost per service provider, charged by service, charged by accounts, or invoice savings and tax by service. So for the payments, you're going to see payment due, unpaid fund, or transaction and advance. Then for the credit, we see the credit AWS is giving you any credit, maybe as a refund or something like that. So for the billing, just type billing and cost management in your search, or you go to this place and click on billing and cost management, whichever one will work. So now that we are on the billing, what you need to do here, the first thing I want to check on the billing is the billing itself. So the billing itself will be on the left-hand side, which is under bills and billing and payments. So if you click on billings or bills, my network is kind of slow this morning, sorry about that. So if you click on bills, you can see the first thing there is AWS estimated bill summary. This is where you see how much your current billing is, how much you've used for the month. Whatever you are seeing here, that is what you're going to pay. I think that is the current amount that you have been charged. Then you see other services that might come later, the day that you use the service and they have not charged you. But as at the beginning of today's date, this is how much you are owing AWS. Then if you scroll down, you can now see highest estimated cost by service provider. So the reason why AWS provide this is because on AWS, there is something called marketplace. And that marketplace, you can get services from the marketplace from other third-party provider or vendors. Example, if you want to use Prisma Cloud, you can get some services from Prisma Cloud, from Splunk, and from other service provider. So if you use any of those services, then AWS will help the vendor to collect the money from you. The cost for that service, AWS will help the vendor to collect it from you. So if you want to know which of these vendors, including AWS, has the highest, or you have spent the highest money with, then you can check it here. Highest estimated cost by service provider. So because I don't have any one of them on my system, I'm not using any service that is not AWS. So that is why the only one we're going to be seeing is AWS. And this is it, Amazon Web Service. But if you go to AWS Marketplace, I will click it in a different tab. So here, you will see different services. So if you go here, discover products, you'll see different third-party services that you can use. So if you subscribe to any one of them, then they are not going to come after you to be, hey, where's our money? AWS will help them to monitor what you use, and they will charge you, they will charge you for it. So you want to see which one of these you've used and they've charged you, how much they've charged you, you can go to the cost. You can go to here and you will see their name, anyone that you subscribe to, you will see it here. So then after the highest estimated cost per service provider, if you scroll down, you can see the charge by service. Maybe your manager is asking you, hey, how much have you spent on CloudTrade? Then you can come to charge by services, and you say how much each of these services, how much you have incurred on each of these services. You can see my security hub, I'm spending 90 cents on it. My EC2, I'm spending $1.60. My detective, I'm spending 2 cents. And because I'm kind of reduce or try to terminate as much as resources when I'm using it, so my billing is reduced this month. All right, then we have charge by account. If you click on this, you see currently I have 3 accounts that I have incurred cost. In total, I have 5 accounts. under my AWS organization, but only 3 of them have charge now. So you can see the charges per account. Then if you want to see how much you've saved, you can get it here. And if you want to see tax by account, how much is the taxes that AWS are collecting services, you can get that here. So that is for billing. Then for payments, if you see this is amount due, if you are owing AWS, you've not paid, then they will put the amount under amount due. Unapplied fund, maybe you have some funding that you pay, maybe you pay extra and they have not applied it to any of your services that you incur, then you're going to see it here. If you want to see how much the payment that you have made to AWS for the past 5 transactions, then you can get that under transaction. So you can see these are the past transactions that I paid AWS for the past month. And advanced payment, I've not used that before, so I'm not going to talk about it. Then the next one is credits. If you, like I said earlier, that I'm going to tell you a service that I use, which I forgot to turn off. So if AWS give you credits, maybe they want to refund you some money. Maybe you overpaid or use a service that you're not supposed to use and they help you to terminate it and they want to refund you, they are going to see it under credits. So you can now use that credits to pay any amounts that you are owing AWS. So if you go here, my last 6 months of inactive credits, so there is this service called Quick Sites, Amazon Quick Sites, and it's normally used for dashboard. It's very, very good for dashboard. I have a project coming on that. So I was testing that software, that service. So I enable it and they give me 30 days free trial. So after that 30 days, if you do not cancel the free trial, they're going to charge you 500 per month. So I forgot to cancel the free trial after I finished using it and they charged me 500. So I have to reach out to AWS, send them a message like, hey, this guy is, this is for training, it's not for organization, and they please refund me. So they refund me back my 500 and they just use it as a credit to pay for the service they charge me. So that is under payments, billing and payments. Then let's go to the next one, which is consolidated billing. Under consolidated billing, this is where we talk about organization. When you put all your accounts under the same organization, then you get the benefits of consolidated pricing. You get the benefits of consolidated pricing. Like the example I explained earlier, if there is a discount, a volume discount, then each individual account by themselves, they may not qualify for that discount. But if you put all the accounts together under an organization, then they will qualify for the discount. So let's go to the next page and let me show you what I mean here. Let's say we have an organization account. Then we have another account called developers account, then infrastructure account, and security account. In each individual, if they operate individually, they have to pay their own bill and they may not qualify for any discounts. So if you put all these accounts together as an organization, then let's say the management account use $18, just a small amount. The developer account use $150. Infrastructure use $50.50, and security use $10. All together, they use $179. So this $179 will be charged as consolidated amount to the management account. So the management account would be the one to pay this $179. But there is something that they do in enterprise or in real life. They call it chargeback. So this account, though the company paid the company paid consolidated amount directly from the management account, but individual account, they have to be responsible for their own cost. So the organization account might divide the total charge. Let's say for now, the organization, because of paying at a discount price, let's say instead of paying $79, they have discounts of, let's just say at the end of the day, they pay $100 because of the discount they got. So this $100 will now be what will be divided among these people based on what they use. So whatever that's what they are going to be charged. So example, this one now, instead of paying $150, might end up paying something like maybe like $60. This one might end up paying $5. This one might end up paying $20, and this one might end up paying like $6 or $6.5. So just like the rough estimate, the calculation might not be correct, but just a rough estimate. So you can see now that by consolidated, they save more money. And this is what company wants. They want people that can help them to save money. If you are doing an interview, don't just focus on how you can help them to secure. Also tell them how you can help them to reduce cost on their security resources. And you have to tell them how you have done it in the past. So the next topic is the pricing, AWS pricing tools. So here we've talked about the free services. We talk about AWS, how AWS charge for the paid services. and we talk about how you can get the cost and the payment, or the bill and the payment. So what we want to look at now is the budget. Every company, before they start any projects, they always request funding or set up a budget. So they might say, for this project, you want to spend $100 million. So what that simply means is that everything they are going to do within their project must not pass $100 million, either by they're going to employ the labor force, they are going to pay cloud provider, they are going to bring in experts, they are going to bring in subject matter experts, and everything, resources, will not pass $100 million. So if a company is ventured into a project and they spin up an AWS account, they're just creating services, creating resources, using services, and they are not mindful of the cost, then before they know it, this budget, they might spend more than the budget they have. So that is why a company wants to keep an eye on the budget. As they are spending, they want to know what they have incurred and what is left. So there is AWS services that you can use to manage your budget, and that is AWS budget. So there are multiple budgets. We have the cost budget and usage budget. The cost budget will help you to monitor the cost for the resources, while the usage budget will monitor the usage of those resources, whether they are being underutilized or they are being overutilized. So then that's not all. There we still have savings plan budget and reservation budget. The savings plan, if you have a savings plan, remember there are two savings plans that you can create, especially for your EC2 instance. We have the EC2 savings plan, and we have the compute savings plan. And under reserve, we have reserve instances. So for the EC2 savings plan and the compute savings plan, when you reserve savings, when you create a savings plan, you want to make sure that you are actually utilizing it. So you might want to use this budget savings plan budget to know whether the savings plan that you created, you are either underutilizing it, or they are not efficient enough, which is overutilized. So if you are overutilizing it, that means there are some of your service or some of your resources that they are not being covered under either the compute savings plan or the EC2 savings plan, meaning that they are directly under on demand. So let's go to the console and let's go and see this. Let me clear the screen. So if you back to the console, if you scroll down, you see budgeting and planning. So if you open budgets, you do create budgets. So you can see, you can set up a cost budget, which is monthly cost budget. You can use a template or you can do a customized. So this cost budget, if you are using a template, you can just come here, you specify it. You can say, let's say we are deploying a coffee application. I can call this one coffee application budget. And you give it a description. Maybe I want this budget to be sent to me every month, or anytime we pass our estimated budget. So I can pick a template here, or I can just create it. Or what I want to do is go to customize so that I can customize it more better. So here is my cost budget. So if I click on next, I can set up my cost budget. I'm still going back to the coffee application budget. Then I have to set budget monthly. So I'm saying, okay, this budget is going to be monthly, or you can do daily, quarterly, but I'm going to do monthly. So recurring budget, yes. Expiring budget, no. I want you to continue. Here is where you specify the amount. Let's say the company have 100 million. If they have 100 million to spend, and this is the first month of the project, you might want to the manager might want okay, we have to do this project for 12 months. So any single month, once we are above $1 million, I want to be notified. Then you can create a budget for that. And this is going to be for all services. And you can then click on next, then just create it. So every month, once we are above this $1 million, it's going to send a message to the email. And you can also add an alert threshold, meaning that once we pass that 1 million, maybe you say this is how much you say you want to spend in the month, right? If we pass 80% of it before that 1 month, then you want to notify somebody. You can put their email here, you can do the SNS, or you can do it AWS chat, whichever one will work. So this is just to get notified that, hey, we are in line, we are not overspending. Should in case the budget is above what we expect for the month, then we can quickly come back to our senses. That is what that simply means. Then if you go back, still under budget, custom, you can see usage budget. And this will tell you the resources. If you read this, we say monitor your usage of one or more specific usage type or usage type group. Then receive an alert when you pass the threshold. The next one is the budget, savings plan and reserve budget. So any one of these will work. I'm not going to create all of them, but what you just want to use them for is to manage your resources to get notified whether they are being underutilized or overutilized. So for this one, usage group, you might pick the type of the usage, whether it's a tool, whatever you are trying to monitor here. These are the supported services. These are the supported services. And let's say you want to monitor for GP3, you want to monitor for snapshots, you want to monitor for GP2. So those are, do we select group or, okay, I think this is group. Yeah, that is group. Let me see usage type. That is specific one. Yeah, this is specific one. And you can see there's a lot of services under this one. These are a lot of services. So you can review this later because I want to cover everything that we need to cover today as today being the last day of the class. But this is just budgets. Right? So here we have the AWS calculator. You can also use this calculator to calculate. So the next topic that I want to talk about is this cost explorer. And I really use this cost explorer a lot. And this cost explorer is more for analytics. So let's say you have all these costs and most of these reports, they will, especially the billing, they will give you the reports per month. If you go to billing here, let's say how much we spent in September. So you see in September I spent $83, but it will give you per month. It doesn't give you per day, it doesn't give you per services. So if you want to be more, you want to get specific information, maybe how much you spend in a day, how much you spend in a week, how much you spend in 6 months, then the option is Cost Explorer. The option is Cost Explorer. So if you go to the Cost Explorer, you can search by report parameters. So you can search maybe per hour, how much you are spending per hour, how much you are spending per day, or how much you are spending per month. So I'm going to put per month there, and you can specify from which month to which month. And I believe you can search for the display last 6 months. Yeah, here for the last 6 months. So, and you can filter either based on service, account, name, or whatever. So if you want to see per service, which is the common one, you just click on service and you apply. You apply the search. Okay, it's currently applied. So let's say I want to search by instance type. You can see it gave me different instance type. So this is where you get more information specifically about service or resources. And you can also check by account link. So you can see I have 3 accounts. I have actually 5 accounts, but only 3 of them is incurring cost. So you can see this is how much I incur in this account in April. This is for this account in April, and this is for this account in April. So this gives you more direct direct view or direct cost budget or estimate per service or per account or whatever you want to do. So this is a very good service, and I use this a lot. And when you are creating reports, maybe you configure a dashboard or something, you always want to compare it with this cost estimate. And there is, if you go to this budget, if you search for, let's say you search for September, and this is how much it will give me for September. If you come here, Cost Explorer, if you pick maybe from the first day of September till last day of September, which is maybe from September, okay, let's try it if I'm going to say something here. So I need from September 1st to September 30th. Then if I apply, okay, let me do per service, apply first. Then I want to do per service. This actually gives me exactly the same results. But if you are writing code, maybe by the time you start writing code, you will quickly discover something. And this thing used to give me a lot of problem until I finally discovered it. If you're writing code, if you specify from September is 9, right? September 1st to September 30, it will not give you exactly this amount. So if you encounter this situation, what you need to do, which it has affected me before, I just changed this September 30 to October 1st, and it will give me exactly this results. So I don't know why, maybe AWS might be fixed that, or maybe they have fixed that, but I've encountered that issue in the past, and that's how I was able to solve it. So because it only look for data between this period and the beginning of this period. It doesn't put into account the end of this period. You only look beginning of this period, and that's why I was able to get exactly this. All right, I know this is a theoretical class, which you always want to know. I can't tell you how much time people have called me. Hey, my manager is asking about this course. I was like, okay, you have the video, you just don't pay attention to it when we cover it. So, any questions so far? All right. The last topic, let me end that. This is going to be a very short topic.